Good evening, everybody. It's the BenchWarmers podcast, and we're back. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood. Welcome to the show. Gonna give some people some time to get up in here. I hope you guys read the description. This is sports today. I know the IE Network does a lot of different things. I don't want y'all to get disappointed up in here. Right? Don't want y'all to get disappointed up in here. But this is Sports Talk today on the IE Network. It's the BenchWarmers podcast, and I am your host, Heaven Hollywood. I'm in for my boy Jimmy Ace. What's up, Jay? Talking a little NBA today. We're talking the Lakers. The Lakers trade. What's going on here with Luka Doncic? Why are they trying to get rid of him? Why are you trying to get rid of a 25-year-old superstar? That is the question that we're asking here. Everybody on Twitch has joined me. Thank you for joining me on Twitch. And whoever's joining me on Twitter. So the Lakers have signed Alex Len. We'll get into that because that leads us into our other question. What the hell is wrong with Dwight Howard? What did Dwight Howard do to the Los Angeles Lakers? What did Dwight Howard do to the NBA? I mean, you're going to tell me a future Hall of Famer is out there still in basketball shape, hasn't really played in the NBA in a couple of years, so his body isn't worn down? And nobody's signing him. Remember, before the year, he had a workout with the Golden State Warriors. It looked like the Warriors was going to sign him. And then the next thing you know, they said, oh, we decided to go another direction. And that other direction was playing Draymond Green at Christ Sake Center. I said, man. And all of this stuff started happening right around the time that Dwight Howard got those assault charges. So once the assault charges came, all of a sudden, nobody wanted Dwight Howard. If you don't remember, Dwight Howard has a podcast. He bought on Jeannie Buss. The man brought Jeannie Buss onto his podcast and practically begged the woman, please, I want to come back. I wish we would have ran it back from 2020. Jeannie, he said, but you guys didn't make me an offer. And Jeannie said, that's not true. We made you an offer. But your agent told us you weren't interested. Dwight Howard said, I don't know what you're talking about. I never said that. What's up, Joseph Tanner? Dwight Howard said, I never said that. That guy doesn't work for me anymore. He's fired. And Jeannie Buss basically said, well, you should have fired him a little earlier. Dwight said, I come back. I want to come back. I'm the Luka. I'm the Joker stopper. So Nikola Jokic only averages 16.6 points a game against me. When we played him in 2020, I had him all shook up like Elvis Presley. If you would have had me these last 2 years, we would have beat Denver, he said. I'm the one who knows how to defend the Joker. And when you look at his numbers, he may not be lying. There might be a little bit of truth to that there. There might be some truth to it. If I look up Nikola Jovic's stats versus Dwight Howard, right? Let's look it up. Let's look it up. You don't believe me? Let's look it up. Let's look up Nikola Jokic stats versus Dwight Howard. All right? Since you don't have to believe me, we're going to look it up. Nikola Jokic, let me try to share the screen with y'all just in case you think I'm bullshitting. All right? So, Nikola Jokic, hold on, just so y'all don't think I'm capping, I like to deal with receipts over here. All right? So, Nikola Jokic is averaging 16.8, 9.8 rebounds, and 5.4 assists in 13 games versus Dwight Howard. Now, I know people want to sit and tell me, oh, well, I don't know, Have. The Nikola Jokic from 2020, he ain't the same Nikola Jokic in 2025. He was playing the same way. He was playing the same way. He was destroying people. He had already won an MVP. He was destroying people in 2020, except when he got up to Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard is strong enough and big enough, and he plays defense well enough to mess with Nikola Jokic. Now, can he stop the Joker? No. But he can go out there and make it tough on the Joker. If he ain't played in 3 years. When you talk about that, it's mainly you talk about offense. You don't never forget how to play defense. Once you know how to play defense, you know how to play defense. So yeah, it might be his conditioning might not be the same, and his offensive game may not be the same, but he can go out there and rebound and play defense. You don't need much practice for that. Once you know how to, that's like riding a bike. Playing defense is like riding a bike. Once you learn how to do it, you never forget how. It's just like making love. Once you do it once, you never forget how. You can have sex and then not have sex for 10 years. And when you have sex again, you're going to remember how to have sex, right? That's how playing defense is. That's how playing defense is. Once you learn how to play defense, you never forget how. So the Los Angeles Lakers needed a center because the trade that they made fell through with Mark Williams from Charlotte. Now, from what I hear, Charlotte, they're trying to contest the contest. The Lakers contested the trade. Now Charlotte's trying to contest the Lakers contest. What in the hell is going on? The Lakers said, nah, 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 nah. I don't want that dude, man. I don't want that dude. And they're saying, wait a minute, what do you mean you don't want him? You said we was making a deal. Lakers said, nah, man, y'all trying to pull a fast when this dude came past his physical. But the Charlotte Hornets seem to think that the Lakers are capping. The Charlotte Hornets do not believe what the Lakers said. They, in other words, think that the Lakers are lying, that the Lakers, once they got and saw how Jackson Hayes was performing, and they said, wait a minute, we got Christian Wood coming back too. Maybe we don't need to give up Dalton Connect. Maybe we don't need to give up that pick. Because Jackson Hayes, he's out there catching oops like, like, like Derek Lively. He kind of looks like Derek Lively. They even got the same hair. He kind of looks like Derek Lively. Wait a minute. We got Luka coming here. We got Christian Wood coming back. I forgot he played with Luka too. Oh, no, 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 no. Nix that deal. Nix that deal. This dude didn't pass his physical. So the Charlotte Hornets seem to think that the Los Angeles Lakers are capping. They seem to think, no, 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 no. You're trying to get away with a fast one here. This man passed his physical. Now all of a sudden he comes to you and you're saying he didn't pass his physical. And then the Lakers said, and there's some other issues. He had an issue with his back. He's got other issues as well that we found out about that you guys didn't tell us. And the Charlotte Hornets said, what other issues? The man put up 17 points and 10 rebounds a game. What do you mean he's got other issues? The Lakers said, nah, 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 man. I'm not doing this. Send us our guy back. Send us Dalton Connect back. Now, Dalton Connect, poor Dalton Connect, the man already admitted that he cried when the Lakers traded him, right? So then, on top of that, where he got traded to, he was probably like, Jesus Christ, I got to go into this bum-ass team from the Lakers where I was fitting into the offense, and now y'all got to trade me to a team that Mellow Ball is running the team? Oh, hell to the no. So Dalton Connect reluctantly, he went and put on a Charlotte Hornets jersey. Look at this man. This man is upset. This man's upset. Hold on a minute. Let's take a look at Dalton Connect. Does this look like a man who's in the mood? This man looks upset. And I can't lie, I don't blame him. Rolling his eyes, cutting his eyes at people. Look at him. This man is not in the mood to be messing with y'all. It seems like the guy that look, they just sit right down next to him. Not talking to the guy? What did he do? What did Dalton Connect do? But he seems like he is not in the mood. Look at him. This is Dalton Connect on the bench last night. It's like nobody's even talking to him. Oh no. Don't do that to the guy. That's not his fault. But take a look at the people here. Take a look at they're walking past him, not saying nothing to him. The guy's sitting on the side of the bench. The Lakers players are looking at him like, listen, sir, get over it. This is the NBA. This is a business. We thought you were traded, but now you're not. So be happy you're not. Get over it. So I know it's easy for someone to say that, but let's not forget. It's a 22-year-old kid. He's the number one pick of the Los Angeles Lakers. He seemed like he was doing pretty good, right? He had found his way through the rotation. They had actually started him at one point. He fell out of JJ's good graces. Then he found himself back into the rotation a little bit. He was getting his game back. Then he finds out he's traded. Now the trade has to come back because the guy he got traded for didn't pass his physical. So Dalton Connect is upset. He's upset. But he's got to learn this is a business. And I get it. Young guy, that's the last thing he thought was going to happen, especially this season. His first season, you get traded in the middle of the year. No one ever told him he was going to be traded. Me personally, I would have tried to trade Cam Reddish and somebody else, maybe another pick, and then if you want to trade, I don't know, Shake Milton or they probably wouldn't have took Shake Milton, but you probably would to get Mark Williams. You probably had to give up Dalton Connect because remember Mark Williams is only 23 years old, so you would have had to give up Dalton Connect. Unless you're gonna give up Rui Hachimura, which they don't want to do that. Right? So Dalton put on the Charlotte Hornets jersey, and then next thing you know, they're calling him saying, "Up, forget that, come back, come back, come back. We didn't mean it. Come back." So we're gonna have to see how that plays out. Now he didn't. He was back on the bench, but JJ said we're gonna give him as much time as he needs. He's not gonna be in the rotation tonight. Well, we're gonna see how he looks and what type of what type of role he has in rotation because JJ seemed to have a little something now. We seem to have a little rotation now where we brought this kid Goodwin in, and in 2 games, this guy's been impressive. This guy's been impressive in 2 games. He plays hard on defense. He's a slasher. He's got a little touch from the outside. Not a great outside shooter, but he's got a little touch from the outside. And he doesn't seem like he's afraid of the moment already. This kid, Goodwin, he doesn't seem like he's afraid of the moment. And I've only seen him 2 games. Then you also got Rui, and now you got Vando back. And then you brought Marquise Morris over in the deal with Luka and Morris. And what did Marquise Morris say? I'm just glad that I'm going to get a chance to play again. I haven't really played basketball in 2 years. But this is like family, so I at least know that I'm going to get a chance to play. Oh, really? So I'm sure JJ heard that. And Markeith has got in so far the 2 games he's been here. So if Dalton Connect comes back, what that means Cam Reddish comes back. And right now, Gabe Vincent is playing well. This is the best he's played since becoming a Laker. So what you gonna do with Gabe Vincent? Gabe Vincent's playing well right now, shooting the ball well. Reeves handles the ball when they sit Luka and LeBron down. They showed yesterday's game, JJ, if the Lakers get out to a big lead in the first quarter, JJ already proved, you know what? I'll sit Luka and LeBron for a couple of minutes, and I'll let AR-15 Austin Reeves take over at the point guard. And then I got Vincent coming in at the 2. I can then play. Who do we have? Vando. Who am I missing? Who's the backup 3 right now? They got the Goodwin guy, and they got Markeith, and then they're gonna have Dalton Connect. So if Dalton's gonna come in and play the 3 at what is he 6'4"? How tall is Dalton Connect? They're gonna be playing super small. Man, I don't know, man. I kind of like the lineup we got. But Dalton Connect he is a shooter. He is a shooter. So I guess if he's your number 1 pick and he comes back to the team, you're gonna have to try to find some way, somehow, to get him some minutes. And he's not a scrub. So I guess you could say it's a good problem to have, but you don't want to go too deep into the bench. You don't want to play 12 guys a night and fall into the trap that happened to the Golden State Warriors, where they thought that oh man, we're just going to play 12 guys every night. That's not going to work. That's not going to work for a long stretch of time. You need your main guys in there over 32 minutes a night. You're not going to be able to win consistently with your star players playing 30 minutes. It's just not going to work. It worked with the San Antonio Spurs, but that's right before the game transitioned into the new game that it is now. Right before the Warriors became the Warriors, the San Antonio Spurs used to time manage everybody, and you would see nobody in their starting lineup playing over 30 minutes except for Tony Parker. And they was able to get to the NBA Finals 2 years in a row. But the game isn't like that anymore, right? So we're going to try to fit Dalton back in. You got to give him minutes. The guy's not a scrub. He can shoot. And I think the sooner JJ implements him back into the lineup, but then you have to worry about Charlotte stopping this trade and making it go through. What happens if you put Dalton Connect back into the rotation and then Charlotte resends the trade and prove that the Lakers that this dude did pass a physical, and then the trade has to go through. Now you're talking about him going back to Charlotte. That'll break the kid. That'll break the kid. One, two, 1, 2. Can y'all hear me out there? You said, is the Benchwater episode over? What, y'all can't hear me? No, the Benchwarm episode isn't over. Can y'all hear me out there? Why would the Benchwarmers episode be over? If y'all can't hear me, then it's over. If you can't hear me, I'm sitting here talking to myself. They said there's 25 people watching right now. So, the main reason why we're here, and let's get into it. The main reason why we're here, okay, Jay, thank you. The main reason why we are here, Luka Doncic. All right? Just in case you thought I was lying, let me find what I found. So I'm scrolling, right? I was scrolling through the internet, scrolling through Twitter, and I came across something about Luka Doncic, right? So let me go here and find this. And let's get Dalton and his whiny self. But if they're like freezing him out and not talking to him, that's not right. It's like not his fault. If he's got bad chemistry now on the bench, which should not happen, because it's not the kid's fault. Luka Doncic, Giannis. All right? So, just in case you thought I was lying, it was said that the Dallas Mavericks, right? The Dallas Mavericks had went and offered Luka Doncic for Giannis. And here it is. All right? So for everybody that don't believe the hype, here it is. The Mavs called the Bucks a week ago and offered Luka Doncic for Giannis. And the Bucks said no. Here is the Bucks show your word. Bucks show yo. The Dallas Mavericks engaged in trade talks with the Milwaukee Bucks and the Minnesota Timberwolves about trading away Luka Doncic. It is reported they reached out for Giannis, but the Bucks said no. The Dallas Mavericks reportedly attempted to trade Luka Doncic to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Anthony Edwards. They also reached out to the Milwaukee Bucks regarding Giannis Antetokounmpo. Both teams turned down the Mavs. Now, The Dallas Mavericks, pretty much their owner, he pretty much came on and said, in not so other words, that Luka Doncic ain't a winner. That's pretty much what he said. Luka Doncic is not a winner. That is what the Dallas Mavericks owner practically said. Here is a 25-year-old global superstar who has made first team All NBA 5 consecutive times. Do you know how many people have done that? Do you know how many people have made first team All NBA 5 consecutive times? He's already reached a Western Conference Finals and an NBA final, pretty much with a team that nobody expected to be there. Remember a couple of years ago when the Phoenix Suns was everyone's favorite to go back to the finals? This is the year after they lost, after they blew a 2-0 lead to the Milwaukee Bucks. Well, everybody predicted the Phoenix Suns to go back to the finals that following year with Chris Paul and Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton, right? They predicted them to go back to the finals, and then they ran into Luka after they had the Mavericks down 2-0. Do y'all remember that? Luka was down 2-0 to the Phoenix Suns. Everybody thought that was going to be a sweep. And Luka brought them back and took them to the NBA, took them to the Western Conference Finals. And then last year, especially after the Timberwolves knocked off the defending champ Denver Nuggets, everybody said, oh, yeah, the T-Wolves are definitely going. And right after the Thunder had moved on to the second round, they said, oh, Dallas isn't going to beat the Thunder. And Dallas beat the Thunder. They've actually had the Thunder's number. They're the one team that the Thunder does not want to see in the playoffs. Then they went and they beat the Timberwolves to get to the NBA Finals. Now, they only won one game against the Celtics. They just won a good matchup. And Luka really had no help in that series. But for the Dallas Mavericks to say, we didn't want him. What? You didn't want a 25-year-old who is a top 5 NBA player? This man scored 73 points last year, just last year. Just last year. He scored 73 points in a game last year. Didn't he have 20 rebounds in that game? You don't want him. Let's see. The Dallas Mavericks owner, Patrick Dumont. This is the guy. He was being booed. He was being booed. Right? Let's see what he said. Let's get down to what the Dallas Mavericks owner said, and we know that he was talking about Luka Doncic. Now take a look what Mark Cuban, right, who was an owner, he was a majority owner of the Dallas Mavericks. Take a look what he said back in 2020 about Luka Doncic. If I had to choose between my wife and keeping Luka, catch me at the lawyer's office preparing for divorce. That's how what that guy felt, right? This is what the owner, Patrick Dumont, said in regards to this trade. If you look at the greats in the league, the people you and I grew up with, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq should not be on that list. They worked really hard every day. Shaq didn't, with a singular focus to win. Shaq didn't. He said, if you don't have that, it doesn't work. And if you don't have that, you shouldn't be a part of the Dallas Mavericks. That's who we want. I'm unwavering on this. The entire organization knows this. This is how I operate of basketball. Outside of basketball, this is the only way to be competitive and win. If you want to take a vacation, don't do it with us. Woo, some strong words, boy. Those are some strong words. So he is saying 10 toes down. Let me know if you can hear me out there. Out there in Twitter world. We out there in Twitch. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me. So he's standing 10 toes down, folks. He's standing 10 toes down, folks. So the question remains, if the Dallas Mavericks didn't want Luka Doncic, if the Minnesota Timberwolves, who has not been to an NBA final, and whose star is 2 years younger than Luka Doncic, if they didn't want Luka Doncic, and the Milwaukee Bucks, who their star is 5 years older than Luka Doncic, maybe 6. If they didn't want Luka Doncic, the Bucks didn't want Luka Doncic, the Timberwolves didn't want Luka Doncic. Why? Why? The question remains. Why? Why not? They know that he is a 5-time All NBA player. They know that he's taken his team to the Western Conference Finals and to the finals. They know that he averaged 34 points a game last year and was the leading scorer. They know that he's finished top 3 in MVP voting 2 of the last 3 years. They know he's the face of the Dallas Mavericks. They know that he is the second leading scorer in playoff history behind Michael Jeffrey Jordan. So if they know all these things that we know, why does nobody want him? How come they don't want me, man? Will Smith. How come he don't want me, man? I don't get it. I do know that I looked at Luka Doncic and I saw him back in 2020 in the bubble, and he just looked like a totally different man. He looked like a different man. He looked like a different man. Let me see something here. Luka Doncic, 2020. All right. So look at Luka. Look at Luka in the bubble. Look at him. Let's see if we can see him. After missing 3 games with an ankle sprain, Luka has averaged a 40-point triple double of his last 6 games. Look at Luka Doncic. Look at the way he looks. So look at Luka. Look at him in 2020. Look at Luka Doncic. There's a picture of him with Kobe in 2020. Look, he's even got biceps. He even got biceps. Now we look at Luka Doncic now, right? Look, look at the difference. Look at the difference. Now, granted, look at the difference. You can see it in his face. Now, granted, he isn't 270 pounds. That's cap. But I believe he was 225, 230 back in 2020. He's probably 240, 245 now. But you mean to tell me a couple of pounds? You mean to tell me a couple of pounds is going to make you trade a top 5 player in the NBA who's only 25 years of age and he is second in postseason scoring behind the great Michael Jordan, 5-time first team All NBA? Because he's had a couple of hamburgers, a couple of cheeseburgers, maybe a couple of Yankee doodles, a couple of Twinkies late at night. The guy was heavy last year. He dropped 73 points. That's the second highest since Kobe Bryant, after Kobe Bryant dropped 81. So if this man is doing this fat, we all agree that Luka's fat, right? We all agree that Luka's out of shape. But if he's doing this fat, can you imagine what this man would do if he gets in shape? Just get in shape a little bit. I'm not even asking you to go down to 230 pounds. Get down to 235, right? Like, can you imagine if he just lost 10 pounds? So, do the Lakers have to be worried? Should the Lakers be worried about this trade? That is the question. Should the Lakers be worried? They played their first game last night. Luka and LeBron, right? Finally on the court together. Luka played, I believe it was 24 minutes. He was on a minutes restriction of 30. He played 24 minutes, right? Now, granted, he was 5 of 14. This is his first time playing since Christmas. So he was 5 of 14. I believe he was 1 of 7 from three. He's not a good three-point shooter anyway, but 1 of 7 from deep. But he came out, he threw a couple of nice feeds, had a great chest pass, chestland pass to LeBron on the fly. So Luka got 14 shots up. He was 5 of 14. He had 14 points. He had 5 rebounds, 4 assists. And that's only in 24 minutes. So if you average that out, if he played 30 minutes, he probably would have had 18, 20 points, about 8 to 9 rebounds, and 8 assists, usually what he does. Right? And the thing is that they, for the first time together, we got a chance to see what it would be like. What it would be like. And if you are a Laker fan, which I am, if you're a Laker fan, you have to be encouraged. Right? You have to be encouraged. You got a chance to see what it can look like if Luka Doncic and LeBron James is on the court together and JJ went and stagnant some minutes. So Luka got a chance to play a little bit without LeBron. LeBron got a chance to play a little bit without Luka. Then he had AR-15, played a little bit without both of them. And let me tell you something. We got on them. We were a little hesitant. But how about the job that JJ Redick is doing? We had to crush him. We crushed him. I still don't like what he said about Mad Dog, and I still don't like the whole plumbers and firemen's joke, right? But JJ Redick, when you take into account what Frank Vogel did this last year here, and what Darwin Ham did, JJ Redick is doing a better job than both of them, and has this team playing. They're now what, 13 games over 500 now? Or is it 12? They're 12 or 13 games over 500. 13 games over 500. I can't remember the last time the Lakers were 13 games over 500. You got to give JJ Redick some credit. If we're going to kill him, when when he makes mistakes, and if he doesn't have the team playing well, we kill him. But now he has this team playing like they are a threat. Like they're a threat. And that is the question that we're going to go to. Before we get to that, The Lakers, right? I believe I got a notification that the Los Angeles Lakers signed Alex Len. And then you say to yourself, the the Lakers trade didn't go through. This would have been the perfect time to sign Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee. Bring them back. Let's bring them both back. The guys from the championship team. And what I have learned, come to find out, the Lakers waived Christian Wood. So they waived Christian Wood and they signed Alex Len. And here's what I said on Twitter. I said the effing Lakers just refused to sign Dwight Howard or JaVale McGee, two guys who won with them. Alex Len has no athleticism at all. None. This is what I said. And here is a report from Shams. Free agent 7-footer Alex Len will sign with the Los Angeles Lakers. Agent Mike Lochevsky tell ESPN Len intended to sign with the Pacers but has decided to land in LA after the Lakers rescinded the Mark Williams trade and created new opportunity. So remember the big guys that were out there and they were saying, oh, the Lakers can get Mo Bamba, they can sign JaVale McGee, they can sign Daniel Tice or Daniel Tice, Tice, and they had some names that, that they could possibly sign. So they didn't sign JaVale, who's familiar with the Lakers. They still didn't sign Dwight Howard, who's familiar with the Lakers and who wanted to come back, right? I mean, I don't know, man. All I have to say is, what is wrong with Dwight Howard? What did Dwight Howard do? What did this man do to the Los Angeles Lakers? Because after this trade fell through and we ain't signing him now, man, this man, this man really did some damage to the Los Angeles Lakers, man. It's absolutely nuts. Yep, we waived Christian Wood. Absolutely nuts. Right? So Alex Len will be on his way to Lakers, and that's going to be their, I'm going to assume, backup center. And then, of course, I mean, last night at some point, they was running Rui Hachimura at the five. Hey, they were running Rui Hachimura at the 5 at one point last night. Now, of course, we know that can't continue, but that's what they were doing. Now, I don't mind Alex Lynn, but I would have liked him if you want to bring in Twin Towers to back up. That's what I wanted. I wanted to run the same thing we were running when we won the championship. I want to run Twin Towers so LeBron can have like a big guy, but when LeBron plays the power forward or what have you, I would have much rather ran Twin Towers. I wanted Dwight Howard. I still say that a lot of people are not putting a lot of stock into what Dwight Howard said. I don't care if Dwight Howard is bisexual. I don't care if Dwight Howard is homosexual. All I know is this: the Los Angeles Lakers won a championship with Dwight Howard. That's what I do know. He might be a little, I don't know what he is, whether he likes men, whether he likes men and women. He obviously likes them both because he's married or he has a woman or whatever. And we know he's got kids, so we know he's been with women. So I don't care whether he likes them both. I don't give a damn. That man knows how to play defense on the Joker. So if he has to digest some cock before the game, if that's going to make him play great defense on the Joker, damn it, get him some cock. Who cares? Who cares? All I care about are championships. As a Laker fan, being a Laker fan since I was in the fifth grade, all I've ever known is championships. Magic Johnson coming out my fourth grade. Magic Johnson coming out. I said, I'm going to root for the Lakers. That's back in the day when they came on at 11:30 on tape delay. A lot of you young folks, y'all don't know nothing about that. But you used to have to stay up to 11:30 to watch the Lakers in the East Coast, and they would be on tape delay. So by the time you finished watching the game, it was 2 something in the morning. Then I had to go to school the next day. And I do believe that is the year I got left, but my only time ever in any sort of schooling that I got left back. I got left back that year because that's the year that the Lakers won, Lakers Showtime, and I was watching all the Laker games to its entirety. I was in my room, lights down with the TV down silent so my mom couldn't hear what was going on. I could barely hear the announcers, and I would stay up until the game was over. And if the game came on at 11:30, you're talking 2 to 3 a.m. God forbid the game went in overtime. And then I would have to get up in 4 hours to get ready for school. That year, and that's the year that the Lakers won the championship, that year I got left back. I definitely remember that. Because I was never in school. Or I was in school sleeping. Because I was so tired from watching the Lakers. So all I've ever known was championships. Magic, Shaq and Kobe, LeBron and AD. We won in the 70s, won in the 80s, won in the 90s, won in the 2000s, One in the 2020s. So, and the 2010s. Now, the 90s, remember, we won, actually didn't win in the 90s. Won at the year 2000 to 2001. So, the 90s, we went to the finals, but we lost to Jordan in 91 or 90, whatever that was. And then that whole 90s years was pretty brutal. That was when we had Cedric Ceballos, and those are pretty brutal years. Sadale 3. Then we finally got, Eldon Campbell and Sam Perkins. But then we finally got like Nick Van Exel, Eddie Jones, and then we started becoming a winning team again. And then we got Shaq, and it was like, okay, here we go. And then Kobe came in the draft, and the rest is history. But I could care less about Dwight Howard's personal life. I know that Dwight Howard can help the Los Angeles Lakers. And I trust him even at, what is he, 40? Even at 39, 40, and have not played in 2.5 years. I still trust Dwight Howard playing Nikola Jokic more than anybody else on that team right now. And he's 40 years old. Because the Denver Nuggets are the one team that really, really give the Lakers problems. Now, I'm sure OKC is going to give anybody problems. But other than that, other than the Denver Nuggets, who is a thorn in our side, and let's say the Oklahoma City Thunder, right, with Chet Holmgren. When you look at the teams that are atop of the Western Conference right now, right? When I take a look at the teams that are atop of the Western Conference, and I said, okay, let's take a look. The OKC Thunder, we've already discussed them. The Memphis Grizzlies are second seed, 35-17. Memphis Grizzlies, Ja Morant, what's the two best players? Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. or LeBron and Luka. Who you taking in the 7-game series? I think you're taking LeBron and Luka. We told you about the Denver Nuggets. The Houston Rockets have now fell below the Lakers. The Houston Rockets in a 7-game series. Who's their best two players? Fred VanVleet and the kid that got Drea pregnant? You say him or is it the center? The two best players. You want them or you want LeBron and Luka in a big series? Who you taking? You're taking LeBron and Luka. The Los Angeles Clippers. Let's just say they're healthy. James Harden and Kawhi Leonard, or you're taking LeBron and Luka? You're probably taking LeBron and Luka. The Minnesota Timberwolves, without Cat, the Minnesota Timberwolves, right now, their best two players are probably Ant Edwards and Julius Randle or Ant Edwards and Rudy Gobert. Who you taking in a 7-game series? LeBron and Luka? Or you want Ant Edwards and Rudy Gobert, Ant Edwards and Julius Randle? Hell, Ant Edwards, Julius Randle, and Rudy Gobert. I'm going to take LeBron and Luka. Now the one tricky team here are the Dallas Mavericks. Because if the Dallas Mavericks are healthy, let's just say that the Dallas Mavericks are healthy come playoff time. You got Kyrie Irving, who's a champion and who's a deadly offensive player and a clutch offensive player. You got Klay Thompson, who for the most part of his career has been clutch in the postseason, and he's got 4 championships, so he has a championship DNA. You got Anthony Davis, who is also a champion, who's also going to have revenge on his mind for the team that just traded him away and never gave him any sort of head up. Plus, he's one of the best two-way players in the game, a top 10 NBA player when healthy. And then you got them 2 big boys in the middle, Gafford and Lively. Now, if you're going to say their best 2 players is Kyrie and Anthony Davis, and our best 2 players is Luka and LeBron, and you say, who are you taking in a 7-game series? Now I have to think a little bit. But we also have to throw into the fact that Luka's also going to be out for revenge. Because the Lakers didn't talk bad about Anthony Davis. It was just roughly, hell, they offered us Luka Doncic. What have you would have done? You would have traded Anthony Davis too. So it's not that they had anything wrong with Anthony Davis, but it was that a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get a once-in-a-lifetime generational player. I would be a little bit scared of Dallas. I'd be a little afraid of Dallas. If they're healthy, I can't lie. I would be a little bit scared of Dallas. And Jay said, yeah, I told you JJ Redick was going to get this team. Yeah. And you did say that. I had to believe it. I didn't doubt you, but I just wanted to see it first. And after that, you got Golden State, not worried about them. Phoenix, not worried about them. Yeah, Durant and Booker's scary offensively if they're both healthy, but not a very good defensive team. And the Lakers would be able to score at will on Phoenix. So other than OKC, the Nuggets are the team. That's the reason why I think if you bring in Dwight Howard, I think he neutralizes Joker just enough. Now we have a different dynamic because now instead of guarding Anthony Davis down low with Gordon and Joker, it's like that. Now you have a perimeter guy. Those 2 guys won't be able to guard Luka. Aaron Gordon's not gonna be able to come out on the perimeter and guard Luka. Neither is the Joker. So it's gonna be interesting to find out. I think this is a good trade for the Lakers. I like it. You can't give up that opportunity to get a once in a lifetime generational player because it just don't happen. It doesn't happen. And for you to get this person and say, well, you know what? They're a little fat. What's up, Milton? They're a little fat. You know what? He's a little fat and he scored 73 points. He got a 73. And what do he have? A 20 point, a 73 and 20 rebounds. He had a 20-point triple double. I mean, a 20 rebound triple double. Luka Doncic with his fat self. He had a 20 rebound triple double. Come on, man. You got to take that chance. You got to. So that's where we're going to end this. I want you in the comments to tell me, do you think the Lakers made a good deal with Luka Doncic? And do you think that is the only reason for the trade, that the Dallas Mavericks feel as though Luka Doncic is not going to do what he needs to do to be a leader, to get in shape, and to dedicate himself to winning? And because it was coming up on that $350 million, the owner said, I can't see myself paying that to somebody who's not going to be dedicated to winning a championship. Well, I can pay less to someone like Anthony Davis, who's already won a championship and who's ready to make this team win now. Hell, we don't even know when Luka's coming back. That's probably what he was saying. We don't even know when Luka's coming back. And when he comes back, what type of shape's he going to be in? So, whew, lot to discuss, lot to look forward to. Lakers are back in action. Luka and LeBron's back in action tomorrow against Utah, and that takes you into the All-Star break. I'm hoping that they will bench LeBron and let him get extra day rest. If they do not, we'll be right back out there tomorrow, and it'll be perfect to get this win and head into the All-Star break. 14 games over 500 and looking scary. I want to see Luka tomorrow give me 11 for 21, 5 out of 8 from 3, 9 rebounds, 9 assists. So I'm looking for it. I'm calling it right now. Luka Doncic tomorrow, 27 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists. That's what I'm calling. All right? Let me know down in the comments what you think. This has been another installment of the BenchWarmers podcast. We'll catch y'all on the next one.
Don't you forget about me.